Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Totalbiscuit and welcome to a special presentation from Twitchcon. Joined once again by my Geordie comrade in arms, Mr. Dogbit.
Yep. Hello, everyone. Already arguing about movies.
Yep, and we have come to the conclusion Terminator 3 is clearly better than Terminator 2, but he hasn't quite understood the reasoning why. I just think, you do need a very high IQ to understand the reasons.
No one's ever used high IQ in Terminator 3
the
in the same
roasting
sentence ever.
Begins. What we're going to be doing from here outside of Top Bants, we'll be looking at the upcoming Mortal Empires mega campaign for Total War Warhammer 2. And for those that do not know what that is, well, just in case Total War Warhammer 2 wasn't big enough for you already in terms of the map, they decided, well, let's just put the Total War Warhammer 1 map in as well, make a new version of it, and let you play every race and have a giant campaign that lasts forever.
Forever.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, what you could see on the screen right now, hopefully, is a list of not only the Total War Warhammer 2 factions, but also all of the stuff from Total War Warhammer 1, with the exception of Norska, which is coming later, I believe.
Yep.
And all of the additional legendary lords that they brought in. So you can see there's 5 available for the Undead faction, which is a heck of a lot of choice there. And you'll be able to play any of these. And you were saying that you've modified a few things to make the Total War Warhammer 2 factions work in this campaign, such as the starting location of Krokgar from the Lizardmen.
Yeah, so Krokgar can start in the, I think it's the southern jungles. So it's like, but we've added a lot of new landmasses as well. Krokgar, for example, he starts like near where the dwarves and greenskins are. So he ends up in a... No game audio. Okay, that's fine. We've got no game audio, but that's okay.
Okay, we will try and do something about that.
Yeah, we are working from our booth over at TwitchCon, so some things might be a little rough and ready. So Krokgar definitely starts in a different location, and so does some of the other. You also see in the map we've added some places where you have Skaven start, like a Skaven play. You have a faction there, and also a Hell Pit as well. Queek Headtaker, he starts below some of the dwarfs, and he's involved in the race for Carrot 8 Peaks as well.
All right.
And yeah, I mean it gives you those kind of elements. If you want to play high elves and you want to go fight the dwarves, you got to conquer a bit of territory to get there, but you can do it. And it's just, there's just so much there. You can spend all your day on one part of the campaign map and almost never get to the other.
Never touch any of the other stuff.
Yeah.
And when it comes to the endgame objectives in Mortal Empires, how does that differ from Total War Warhammer 2? Like, is it the more traditional way from Warhammer 1 where you're just conquering everything?
Yeah, it's the ultimate sandbox. It's just like conquer, paint that map your color if you want. It is literally that, like, you are going to spend as much time as you want in that campaign map. And I think that's what a lot of the people, they've always wanted. A lot of people like that kind of relaxed pace where they conquer as much of that territory as they can. And that's what you got. If you want to have that kind of more narrative-based campaign, you've got Warhammer 2 and the Vortex campaign.
Yeah.
This is really for
want something a bit more focused.
Yeah, and this is for fans that just love to just sit there and conquer as much as they can.
Yeah, which is a big thing in Total War, and probably one of the reasons people sink so many hours into it. It's sort of, you're taking the kind of opposite direction to what you did with Warhammer 1, particularly when you were releasing a major race DLC, when you added the Wood Elves, for instance, you added a sort of smaller, more focused campaign. This time around, it seems like you've gone completely the other way. And he said, look, instead of having a smaller campaign, we want bigger and bigger and bigger. And your big dream at the end of it with the third part of Total War Warhammer is to have a mega campaign that encompasses those factions and those areas as well, right? Just this ultimate campaign.
Well, the dream is basically to have the best representation ever of the Warhammer Fantasy universe, and you can only do that by doing it like this.
By including absolutely everybody. Like,
yeah, trying to get as much of that in as possible. And I mean, and that's the hopeful goal. And you were talking about like Wood Elves. What we found is from our community is the miniature campaigns. Some people like it, but what they really like is more legendary lords, more start positions, and so on. And that's the kind of feedback we've taken, so that's the kind of approach we're taking whenever we get onto that next one.
I wasn't hugely into the fact that there were other campaigns. I just wanted to be able to get the same experience, but with a different set of legendary lords, qualities, and different skill trees in particular. That's the thing that interests me the most, a nice, big, in-depth different skill tree that lets me focus on different parts of what makes that race cool, which is what you're able to do. You know, prior to launch, I was playing a bunch of Queek, and then I played a bunch of Skrulk as well, and I played Skaven in two very, very different ways.
Yep.
You know, whereas Queek, I was a big just throw everything at the enemy and see what sticks. Like a lot of clan rats, a lot of really cheap expendable units. With my Skrull campaign, I have a guy that's running around with 5 Hell Pit Abominations and a bunch of elite Storm Vermin, you know, the kind of higher quality troops with the big artillery pieces and things. So you know, it definitely feels a lot different because he's a big spellcaster, whereas Queek, more of an assassin. He can take on pretty much anybody in melee, but Skrulk with all of his items, with the Liber Babonicus, and that's just ridiculous. You melt everything. Yeah. It's kind of wonderful. Now, honestly, we're not going to get very far in 2 hours if we start from the beginning of Mortal Empire. So we're not going to do that. We're going to jump in a little bit further. So you see, that's the Warhammer 2 campaign right there, and there's Mortal Empires. And we do have some save files.
Yeah,
we do further on in the campaign. So we're going to go and check that. Yeah. And let's see, what do we want to do? We probably want to play something from Warhammer 2 that maybe is fighting something from Warhammer 1.
Yeah, so we've got Clan Moors there, and we've got one of the Hyos. So those 4 save games there in a row. Clan Moors 1, if you click on that, you can see
that would work.
That's like the big conquer of a territory down the south. That's all new landmass there. Yep. And then obviously the Vampire campaign there. That's pretty traditional Warhammer 1. But what we've done in that save game, if you click on it there, is we've actually sent an army. You can't quite see it, but they've sent an army down to the south to the Vampire Coast to fight the High Elves. Yeah. Trying to confederate with all that, and then obviously with the Empire, there you've got everything that you have with the Empire. But I think if we click on one of those campaigns, you can see we've added Skaven Blight, which is a big thing. Everyone wanted to see that. That was an area in the Warhammer 1 where it was kind of empty. And now we've added in like a Skaven settlement in there, which is obviously the capital for the Skavens. And we've also added Hell Pit as well, which is over kind of near where Kislev is.
Well, let's jump into this and see what's going on with it.
Which
one do you want to go for?
Bottom one, yeah.
This one?
Yeah.
Yep. Something that says legitimate, usually a good idea.
No game audio. Oh, we'll sort that out when we get it.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do about the game audio. We're streaming live from the booth. A couple of technical hitches. We'll check what the game's set to first, then we'll check what Windows is set to and go from there.
Yeah, I remember when we when you were first looking to play, I don't think you wanted to play Skaven when you were thinking of playing
No, I was more into trying the Dark Elves, but like Skaven really became my thing because they have so many fun units, and more to the point, it suits my reckless play style of throwing units away. I know some people are so obsessed with like, oh, you lost one tiny little unit or whatever. I don't care. You could replace these guys really easily. I'm very much into that. That's the sort of thing that I find a lot of enjoyment from. We're going to have a quick look at the sound. Okay, so that's all set to where it should be. We'll probably have to check the Windows settings if we want to get any game audio. So let's have a quick look at that, and of course we'll check what the cables are plugged into. Fun times, playback devices. Okay, so it's going through. That's going through where it should be. There should be audio. If I hit test, did you hear anything there? No. It should have done a little thing of some sort. Sorry, folks. We'll see if we can get this sorted out for you. That should be there.
It's all there.
Let's. We're gonna toss it over here. Switch on over so we can keep an eye on those levels. There is clearly game audio. You can see it right there.
Yeah, game audio is coming in.
Yep, we have working game audio, but whether or not it's actually coming through capture. System sounds are muted, but that's fine. That shouldn't matter.
I guess you just got to work around it at this point.
Let's have a quick look at that. Maybe. I don't think that makes much of a difference, and shouldn't. It's like the computer itself is muting everything. Yes, we are watching chat. Don't worry. We can see what you're saying.
Sorry about that, everyone. I'm just slowly going through all the water over on the table.
One moment. Just trying to sort the audio out, folks. We'll see what we can do about that, and then we'll jump back into the game.
Should we just quickly go for a little break? Jess? Just keep the game on. Trying to get some game audio.
Yeah, I want to see if I can hear it. I can't hear anything either.
Okay. Well, I guess we got to rush about it for a bit.
We have game audio now? Yes, we do.
There we go.
There we go. I can hear it now.
All right, cool.
All right, then.
Yeah, apologize, everyone.
Yeah, apologies for that. It's all sorted out. All right, so I'm going to check where we are on this map, and good lord, giant desert area. That's a... I don't even remember even getting... Oh, yeah, because this wasn't...
Because this is only added.
Yeah, now I can sort of remember where this was.
Yeah.
It's a long time ago.
So you can kind of get a grasp of kind of like what's there as a settlement for something. And there's a significant amount of territory. Next turn you'll be able to do it because you're in forced march.
Yeah.
As you can see, this is a save game that one of our QA guys put together. And you can kind of have a look at like the southern part of the territory we've added. We moved, this is a Chaos Invasion. Obviously, this happens in Mortal Empires. And that's Carrot 8 Peaks, so you're rushing for. If you click on that, it will take you over to where that is. And you're racing for that. You see how long that takes to scroll over?
It took a while.
I know, right? There is a lot here when it comes to the map. So you're involved in this race for Carrot 8 Peaks as well. So you can conquer this, you'll get campaign bonuses, and until you capture it, you have some negatives as well. So if you move, you've got some armies, quite a few as well.
Yeah, I'll have to deal with the orcs in the process. In fact, it might be worth like taking the settlements around there before we even head out to that. Looks like we've got some Empire there as well.
The border
a lot of armies.
Yeah, and if you keep going down south, you kind of get a grasp of kind of all this extra stuff. I mean, obviously, some of this territory you would have got in Warhammer 1, but this this has been added. So actually, just under that volcano is where you start for Greek. So he starts on this side of the campaign now instead of over in the New World.
Yes, Doom Wheel. Yes, Doom Wheel.
Yeah, obviously, everyone needs a Doom Wheel. And a help it.
And a help it, let's go. Let's get both.
And if you keep going down to the south, into the jungles over on the right, this is where Krokgar starts. I think at the Golden Tower. Actually, it might be a bit further to the right. One of those segments. Oh, Temple Skulls. That's where he starts.
Yeah. So this bit right here does remind me of the bit that I saw in Total War 2, and I guess it is that bit, right? Where that sort of, is this a new Lizardman starting area?
Yeah. This has been created for the Mortal Empires campaign, so you'll be able to get. So if you want to play as Mazamundi, you'll be starting all the way over on the other side of this map. But if you play as Krokgar, you'll be able to start down here. So for people who want to kind of play against the Old Wolf factions, this will be a great place to start because you'll be fighting against like vampires, greenskins, dwarves, and some Skaven as well.
Very cool.
And obviously some territory to either occupy or capture and so on. And there's a Chaos Invasion happening to the south as well.
Yeah, just to make manners even more interesting.
I think it's like 6 stacks of full-on Chaos armies. So we've got these save games really just to be able to show everyone kind of like
the scale of it. I mean, we're not even seeing a part of it here, really.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much.
This is 154 turns in, and this is the territory this one of the QA guys has managed to put capture. And you can see he's only really just painted a corner of the map.
Surface, yeah.
Yeah, I know, right? There's so much there to
Let's
conquer.
go murder something.
Yeah, I think it's kind of the end of the turn, so...
Yeah, it looks like they're in the process of doing that, so let's...
Yeah.
I'll probably have to grab one of those at some point.
Yeah, I think you're struggling in the same way I do. If I load someone else's save game, I'm just
trying to figure
lost.
out what was that guy's plan. What exactly was he trying to do?
Yeah, I get completely lost whenever I start on someone else's thing.
Yeah, unsurprisingly.
And the dwarves are here. Actually, I've not actually seen the dwarves at all when it comes to this save. And we have over, just like literally in front, we have Queek's army there.
Yeah.
So maybe fighting against the dwarves. I don't actually think I've seen
murdering some
Skaven
stunties sounds good to me. That's a full-sized army as well.
Yeah, I think they're a really bad matchup for the Skaven because obviously lots of armor. You know, you don't really have that much armor piercing, especially for the early on troops.
If you had a good amount of artillery, considering they're quite slow moving, you should be able to take them out with that. Probably like using a lot of skirmishers as well. I'm thinking, you know, use some night runners, just stay ahead of them. Not directly engage them in open combat unless you've got some big, heavy stuff to do it with.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I imagine their line troops just absolutely butcher your main stuff.
Well, actually, dwarves, you know, they've got some of the best artillery in the game, and they've got some of the best range troops in the game.
True enough.
And also, you know, we balance a lot of the old world races in Mortal Empires, so bring them all up to par as well. And dwarves, I was talking to one of our streamers yesterday, YouTuber, sorry, a guy called Churn. Hilarious, like one of my favorite guys to work with. All of his YouTube thumbnails always have kind of like real world people. He just like MS painted someone from Warhammer's like Carl Franz's head on Muhammad Ali or something.
This Chaos Raid is a nightmare.
Yeah, I'm not sure where they're going to head off to.
They're all after the Black Tower of Arkan, I think, which I'm pretty sure I own. And it's going horribly wrong, because you can see my public order is going to be taking a huge hit from that.
Well, I mean, chaos in general.
Yeah, instead of just attacking me, which they could do, they're like, we're just going to raid the heck out of you. That's going to sting.
They're heading towards the Black Pyramid of Nagash, though.
Yep, which is where we have one army there, but they do have 6.
Uncut giants, you know, everything.
Yeah, they're not really messing around. It's to the point where it's like, you know what, I'm going to stay ahead of Chaos and maybe deal with the stunties instead. So we've got, some rat ogres. Yeah, this seems like a pretty good army to fight that with. That's good. There'll be an interesting opportunity to see.
We get out of underway.
Definitely get out of the underway, right. This should be a pretty even fight, I think. The game thinks. The game does not think that. We'll definitely have to throw.
Wow! Look at that army. That is dangerous. That's Grombrindle, the White Dwarf. Of White Dwarf fame.
A lot of long beards.
I don't know about you, but I had a lot of White Dwarf magazines.
Oh yeah, back in the day, absolutely. Yeah, we do. Queek is what, level 32? Like, so he's probably a match for him in melee, I would think. But I'm just concerned about whether or not we'll be able to hold back that many Longbeards. It's a lot of guys.
I think our artillery is slightly better because it's more anti-infantry focused, while their
they
artillery
have cannons, which is not that useful.
It's anti-large.
Yeah, which we don't actually have much of outside of the rat ogres.
Yeah.
But I am concerned that our line troops are not up to par here. We'll find out.
Let's get more menace for below. Let's.
We just want to go full on that. I mean, we're already broke as all hell.
Well, I mean, we're not having a long-lasting campaign.
No,
really,
we are not. We are messing around. So let's see if we can take out the stunties or get absolutely murdered in the process. With column B. You did notice the turn time, needless to say, on a campaign of that size, 170 turns in, it does take a while.
Yeah, but
that's kind of par for the course.
You do have a option there to, not show movement of factions. So we didn't really click on that, but if we do that,
you can cut some of that down.
Speed through it. But yeah, no, it's at first there's a lot of factions to get through. But as they start getting killed, it's not going to be as much of a problem. Oh, tried to just take a drink of water, didn't take the cap off. Smart, James.
All right, so we have a relatively open field. We don't have a lot of ranged troops, but we do have the Warp Lightning Cannon and the Plague Claw Catapult, so we want to get as much out of our artillery as possible. They're going to have to attack up the hill. It is a good choke, but can we do much with it?
We're attacking. That's where it's going to get difficult.
Well, we also have nice range, though. We're going to have to force them to react to our artillery because we can basically deploy our artillery directly in range of their line troops.
Yeah.
So they're going to have to do something. If
then
not,
again, they do have artillery as well, so they might feel like they don't have to.
Well, we're about to find out, aren't we? We'll set the cannon up as well. Warp Lightning will probably want to use... Hey, if possible, if we can get our Warp Lightning cannon in range of their cannons, that's probably not a bad idea.
I think we need to just kill their units. Infantry is the best target, really, I think. Because they're so powerful, and your infantry one-on-one is not going to win. So you need to bring them down as much as you can.
That is true. I also want to make sure I don't get bombarded with their artillery on the way. We do have some Rat Ogres, but we don't really have a position where we could flank them. They're going to try and hold that choke.
Yeah.
We can't get across
here.
There is not.
Well, we have menace from below, so we have a way to get behind them. But this is not. This is what dwarves do, isn't it?
Yeah, this is not.
Like
unless we can tempt them to break this formation.
Yeah.
Smashing it ourselves is going to be very tricky.
Exactly.
Queek can probably do some damage. We'll see what happens.
That's my favorite ability, by the way, for Queek, being able to just target out lords with that.
All right. Well, let's immediately get our Plague Claws bombarding that. And like I said, I'm still thinking. If we use the Warp Lightning is good for single target, maybe we can get in range and pick off their artillery with it. There we go. Now they're sort of being forced to move a little bit. So that's good. And we'll just pause it for a second so I can get all our melee troops grouped together. We've got some good quality Storm Vermin. At least they're fairly well leveled up, so they'll be able to hold it a fight.
Yeah, we got about 5-6 units of like really good units, and then we've got like loads of a bit of flack with our spear units there.
Yeah, we'll see what we can do with it. All right. So that bombardment will certainly make a difference. We're taking some cannon bombardment ourselves. We are certainly going to have to march forward. We can't sit here and eat it. What we do with our Rat Ogres is probably going to be pretty key here. If we can find a position where we can do some serious damage to them. The bombardment so far is going well. The Warp Lightning gun is now in range of their cannon.
I think it's already killed one cannon.
It has, and I'm going to drop Menace from below on it to try and lock down the rest.
Oh man, that's already killed 2. Oh, we didn't see the Rangers there though.
Well, that will be now we know they're there, and we sacrificed a free unit to find that out, so it's not too bad. They're taking some serious hits.
Yeah,
look
they're
at that.
clumped up there. That's not a good place for them to be.
Yeah, that's at least the advantage that we have. That they have a choke, but they're sort of being forced out of it now by the sheer weight of our bombardment. And they can't really respond to it. What I don't want to do is really get in range of their ranged units. They're very strong, so if we can keep the bombardment up, weaken them, and then find a way in, then that may work. So you were saying, yeah, Queek had a great ability.
That's
Trophy
my
heads.
favorite. You put that down on a Lord or Hero,
oh, he's just going to murder them, isn't
massively.
He? Yeah.
This is also a great one as well, because if you get
you
surrounded...
can blow up Clan Rats with
bang.
them. Yeah. Did well there. Let's drop another one on there. We've really disrupted their artillery pieces, which is good.
They're not having a good time with that.
No, they're not, and that's great. We're going to keep making sure we can exploit that to the best of our ability. We're taking some cannon damage, but not major. And they're just getting split down the middle by so much artillery fire. And they'll probably eventually be forced to attack us up a hill. And we can do some serious... We're going to make a mess of them that way.
I think it's time to finish them off.
I think it is. Let's start to move forward. Get our Rat Ogres in position. If we can tempt them out and hit them from the flank, that would be amazing. And of course, our heroes are ready to rock and roll as well.
Yeah, that cannon over there on the left is almost dead. That one on the right is still functioning though.
Target it with the Warp Lightning. Drop another Menace from below on it. And then I want to focus the Warp Lightning on their hero units if possible. They're already breaking. That's good. That's what I like to see.
Yeah, the artillery's doing a crazy amount of job.
Yeah.
They're kind of hoping that their artillery is going to be enough, but
it's not.
It's not at all.
Yeah, and their ranged is powerful but limited in range, so they can't hit me from here right now.
Not yet.
Which is great. So if we soften them up, these hits are major hits.
Yeah,
look at that.
Definitely struggling.
Absolutely devastating. And there's no reason for us to engage while they're continuing to get bombarded like that.
Well, it's more sporting to kill the enemy troops.
I would say so, but I play Skaven. When have I been known to be sporting?
That's
all right.
a good point.
They're starting to attack with range, and that's good. They're using their ranged on our, well-armored heroes. They're not getting a lot done with that. And as they come out of here, those Rat Ogres are going to come right in from the side because they're like, nope, we're tired of this. We're going to come after them. and they're going to regret it. Now I'm going to retarget the Warp Lightning Thrower on the White Dwarf.
Brindle.
Indeed. And as you can see, they're just coming out of position now. Oh, they're trying to back off. They're like, nope. I was like, well, I say pile in. Let's get our hero in there as well. Let's make a mess of things. I think it's like, is there a way I can get those rat ogres in there?
That's the most Skaven charge I've ever seen.
Oh, this is a very Skaven charge. It's like, let's throw 1,000 rats at a ranged unit and see what happens. All right, we're going to bring in those.
I would use that when you get closer into combat.
Yeah,
because when you get surrounded, it just like big explosion, so you can get out of combat better. That's a great thing to have.
Yeah, we'll hold on to that.
I have never used an assassin, but I hear they're quite useful. Yeah, the rat ogres, my favorite units.
They're on their way. I'm going to drop that right on their thunderers so that we don't take too much damage from them.
Nice.
Then we can send them into the Longbeards.
Oh,
they're great axes, right?
Yeah.
They're going to do pretty well. So we might have to back those off.
I just stopped firing the artillery in. This is the thing, though. Even though dwarves, you know, ranged units and stuff, they're still difficult to deal with. They're not easy to kill.
All right, they're doing really. They've murdered Bugman's Rangers very, very well. We've been able to draw those Longbeards out, and that means we can split off some of our. Where's our Sword and Shield Storm Vermin to go and deal with the Longbeards? And I'm thinking, hey, what if we can get those rats past there, right into the middle of them? That would be
as well.
That would be a right mess, wouldn't it? We'll certainly make it a right mess of them.
Menace to Blow, just such a useful ability when it comes to
love it.
Getting people out of position like that.
This literally is a all-pile-in kind of situation. It's about as Skaven as it gets.
Yeah, we're starting to run low on artillery now, so it's going to become very much an infantry engagement.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've damaged the dwarves so much here. I think they've lost at least half of their men from just artillery fire alone.
I don't particularly want my Rat Ogres in with the great weapons if we can avoid it. Try to split off some of our units here to tie them up.
Get Queek in there.
The White Dwarf has hung back this entire time, but I think he's coming.
Oh, he's coming down the hill now.
Well, we're not going to let them get much done with that.
I think Queek head-on against them will be able to take them on.
I think he can. And that's exactly what we're going to set up here.
He's coming in now. Yeah, he's trying to just squeeze past all of his troops.
Yeah.
There's a lot of Skaven there. Oh, they got blasting charges as well. That's what they're throwing.
That's going to hurt.
Yeah, look at that. You can see the fire from the blasting charges.
Serious damage.
There, look, the satchel's coming in.
Oh my god, that's devastating. That will certainly hurt.
When I never knew they did that, so when I was playing Warhammer 1 once on a stream, I was just like, I had no idea, but all of a sudden these charges were going to get thrown out. So Queek head and put head taker down on him.
Yep, he is in. And let's
put that and then put it down on top.
Focus him with that ability. That should weaken him quite nicely.
He's literally a head taker. You know, he hunts down like other lords and other legendary lords on battle and just takes them out.
I'm not sure why my artillery has decided to make a big deal of that.
Trying to shoot something it had routed.
Yeah, I think so. What I need to do is get those iron breakers out because they are hurting me so much with those blasting charges.
Oh, Warp Lightning Cannons are one of my favourite units in the game. When I play Free For All, for example, I use them all the time because they're banned for bucks. They're about, I think, 1,000 upkeep, but they hit and kill so much. So even after all that artillery fire, it's still so
holding.
hard to get through.
Just making sure all my guys are in.
It's that assassin. Brindle and Queek are just going head on. And Queek is having the better of it.
Queek is doing a lot better, especially if we use the Potion of Toughness.
Yeah. So that's an explosion that basically pushes stuff out of the way.
Yeah.
It's really good if you want to get out of combat. Oh man, this is not looking good.
It's messy. Like, we bombarded them well, but our Rat Ogres ended up in the range of the great weapons, and they got absolutely destroyed as a result of that.
Let's hope Queek can turn the battle all on his own here, because if he can kill
pretty much
the White Dwarf,
these Rangers will not break. Like these, I'm taking a heavy casualties, I think, from the range units over here as well.
Let's get the assassin in against Brindle as well. Oh no, he's stuck against a P8 guard. P8 guard, one of the strongest units in the game.
Yep.
There's not many of them left, but they're still there.
Yeah, and we don't have a rally ability, unfortunately.
No, we don't.
So we might end up losing this.
If we can kill their commander, maybe we'll be able to salvage it.
Yeah.
But also, don't forget, we always get routes to Skaven. They always come back. I think you're starting to get some rallies now.
Yeah. We'll head on over here just to make sure.
Yeah, they're starting to come back around here.
Yep.
You just got to get them back in the fight.
Can pile them back in.
A second wind, kind of how Skaven are in that way.
Queek's doing great. It's like the rest of the army, not so much.
Yeah, he's close to getting Grombrindle down. It might be a situation that Queek once again, wins the battle for you, all on his own.
Throw that Hex down again.
And now he can use that spell to kind of push everyone back. Look at that.
Yeah, that should break him up a little bit.
This is a close battle.
Yep. Well, we may win it, but we'll take a lot of damage in the process. But then again, that's how Skaven tend to operate.
Well, they have they have a very strong army, and so did you. So this is like very well matched up. Remember, we were the odds when we started this were really, really low.
Yeah.
Like this was like very, very close to not being close.
True enough. I think we are out of ammunition.
Yeah, artillery's down.
This Plague Claw actually is not, but they ended up over here and abandoning their equipment, I believe.
Well, that's fine because we're going to need them to punch the dwarves in the face or whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. Let's get these guys back in.
So what's Queek up to?
He is murdering the White Dwarf.
He's trying to get in there.
Yep, he's used a buff of some description. And, of course, all of his other warriors are around right now.
He's fighting all on his own and doing a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, the Assassin we can bring back in. He can maybe finish off the Iron Breakers.
We've got a unit behind their lines as well, which rallied.
It's not much of a unit, but it is a unit.
Anything that ties them down at this point and gives Queek the time he needs to finish off the
we managed to get some Clan Rats in against the Thunderers, so at least we're going to stop taking hits from them.
Yeah, so as always, that second wind of the Skaven, their morale is never as high, and the Dwarves are, an incredibly difficult matchup for the Skaven.
Yep, high armor, nasty stuff. We didn't have any big monstrous creatures to really use against them.
They're trying to surround Queek right now, so you're going to need that Venomous Valor to get out of that.
Queek doesn't really care. Like, he is doing really well.
Look how close Grombrindle is to dying as well.
Yep. We continue to just try and keep them locked in. And that Assassin has just about finished the Iron Breaker. The fact they have not broken after so much damage.
They're one of the elite units of the game.
Yeah.
They're very, very
difficult. The Gate Guard just charged the Assassin. I think the Assassin's done for.
Yeah, he's not the strongest units head on. That artillery crew's coming into the fight now.
Sure, why not? Bugman's Rangers are still alive.
Yeah, they're a regiment renowned.
Practically unkillable. If I could get these guys back on their equipment, they still have a couple of rounds left. I'm just not sure where the equipment is. I think it all got destroyed. Is it over here?
No, it's dead now.
It's all destroyed.
You can see the rubble of it in front of you.
Yeah. All right, get in the fight on your own then.
So what's Queek up to right now?
Queek is doing all right, I think.
Oh, almost.
If we can find.
See, just that. Yeah, he's so close to going down right now.
That maybe I don't know if that's going to break him or not. Honestly, even if he does die.
Right now.
We have no support units here at all. These guys have been fighting like 3 units that just will not break, and all of our guys are just breaking as a result.
This is the problem with fighting against the
dwarves. They just won't move.
They're armored. They're so difficult to get.
Yeah.
Where's he's still fighting head on. He's going to kill him, Bo. He's about to kill him.
Oh, he'll get him. Yeah, there's no doubt about it. He will get him.
And we are getting some rallies, and we are getting some of our better troops rallying as well. So the big clump over on the right there, all of those are rallying. Queek's doing all the work, so maybe they can actually be inspired by that.
Let's get them within his leadership aura.
Indeed, indeed.
Let's make sure these guys don't continue to break what's left of our lines. We could circle them from behind, make sure that they get encircled and flanked. In the meantime, Queek, finish that bastard dwarf off.
He's almost gone.
Is he dead yet?
There you go.
He's down.
down.
All right. Will that make much of a difference? I guess we'll find out.
We can use Venomous Valor and get out of that combat possibly, and then march up with the other troops. I think this is the turning point.
Yeah.
We get the rest of our troops in there with Queek.
Yeah, we have these units here we can bring into the fight.
Look at that. They're starting to rout.
These guys are all tied up.
They've seen the legendary White Dwarf go down, and now
he's been chopped to pieces.
He's got his head.
Yeah.
You start to see those routes. this battle, man. Look at the bodies everywhere.
A mess. It's a mess.
This is one of my favorite things about Total Game. It's just after the battle, just going over and looking at all the bodies.
Oh, that Runesmith thinks he can beat Queek. I don't think that.
That's not going to go well for
I
him.
don't think that at all.
I think he's going to have to
get out of it.
He's just like, yeah, I'm done.
Nope. This was a terrible idea. That one Brave Slayer, and he's dead. This looks like, that's Bugman's Rangers, and he's dead.
Guys.
Chop him to pieces. I hate dwarves. I hate dwarves in Blood Bowl. I hate dwarves here. It's just how it goes.
And
Runesmith's back in, and most of my stuff just broke, I think.
Oh, it's literally just going to be Queek at this point.
Yeah. And he'll probably stick around as well.
It's definitely because they've still got a hero in
their
pain.
That Runesmith. I could dump that down and kill him. Get the assassin in there if I can. Use his skulk ability to get in.
Yeah.
These spears
rallies.
The warriors of the Dragonfire Pass will not die. I remember playing a dwarf campaign with those guys. They are stubborn. They will not budge.
Yeah, a lot of this army you've been fighting against is like a lot of regiments of renown.
Yeah.
And they're also like they're incredible elite troops.
And those are things that the guys from Total War Warhammer 1 have access to, but the factions from Total War 2, do they get that in Mortal Empires, or can they not recruit regiments of renown?
We haven't released any regiments renowned for Warhammer 2 factions, so who knows? But obviously, Warhammer 1 factions, they have all that right now.
Well, the Runesmith just got chopped to pieces by Queek.
Is Queek going to win this on his own?
Probably, yes.
Look at them bring it.
Get him. And our assassin is back in, so...
He's fighting a cannon crew.
Get him. How is he being outrun by that fat bastard?
Oh,
Look at him.
Come on, both guys here do not have long legs.
Yeah.
I think he needs to fight the rest of the troops.
Yeah, you just get back in there, you know?
He's got Venomous Valor still. He's... I don't think a cannon crew is going to do well against possibly one of the best lords in the game.
Let's get those Iron Breakers dead.
How many guys has he killed so far?
I've got hundreds.
If you press I, it brings up... he's killed 88.
I mean, bear in mind, this guy's very much been focused on killing a Legendary Lord, so he's been doing most of his damage to him.
I think they're routing now. They've just given up a ghost. As soon as you take
out
the heroes,
we managed to do it. We lost so much, but it happened.
Look how many bodies are at this choke point. Like, press K and you can get kind of like cinematic. Yeah, so you can go down. Look at this.
It's a mess. Oh, the assassin barely lived.
He's still alive somehow.
Yeah, barely. I want to see how much damage the cannons and the catapults did. 260 kills on each of them.
Wow. And considering the dwarves deployed just over like 1,600.
That cannon killed 500 of us.
It's because, you know, at that point where we engaged, it was still firing into combat.
Yeah.
And it was basically bowling with Skaven.
Yeah.
It's firing it down that.
And these were the guys. These are the Dragonfire. If I recall, the Warriors of Dragonfire Pass have blasting charges, right?
Yeah.
So
no, that would be the ones next to Peak Gate Guard. 128 kills.
One way or the other. Yeah.
Yeah. The Warriors of Dragonfire Pass, the anti-infantry, and they just do a hell of a lot of damage.
Yeah, they did a lot of damage.
So there's Rangers as well at the bottom.
Man, we need casualty replenishment here, but it's going to take a lot more than that.
I think we need that.
Yeah, we need food as well. Bear in mind, we threw it all away on those summons.
Well, we can always jump between some of the save games as well, but that was a very, very close fight.
We got Beardhammer for beating Grombrindle. Causes terror when fighting against dwarves because we have his head.
That's awesome. So obviously these are the new traits. So, you kill another lord, pick it up or whatever.
In this case, it's a very specific lord as well.
Yeah, definitely. Well, you got to remember, Grombrindle is like a legend within the dwarves, let alone anything else. So you can kind of see he's very good in combat.
Yeah.
I mean, everything has been buffed up.
Great.
Like, nothing's in his army leadership.
Yeah, it's all him.
Everything's in killing.
Being an absolute monster, which is entirely reasonable for Queek. Like, that's really what Queek does. He's basically an assassin. All of these are good. I mean, it's all
weapon
very
damage
good.
Forever.
Yeah, just up 554 weapon strength.
He's a beast. I mean, if you
what's his gear like? Let's have a quick look. He's got Warrior Bane as his main weapon. Bear in mind, like, he doesn't have any of his big quest items, the big legendary items that you get in the regular campaign?
Yeah, I think you pick them up if he does any of the quest battles. I don't think this person's done any of them.
Yeah, I guess not. I'll have to look at the list.
I saw some of them around. Yeah, we haven't done that one. We haven't done the Dwarf Gouger, which would be very useful in this one.
Yep, it would be. It would have been useful to have that before going in. But
and we fought on that choke point. I think
that is a nightmare of a choke point.
Yeah, that definitely was painful.
We really need to get these guys back to somewhere safe to
we're
replenish.
far from home.
Yeah,
right
what have we got? I think we've got Karak Azul as ours. We could maybe get there. We have a couple of other armies around there as well. Let's. Should we jump into another save file?
Yeah,
let's have a quick look at something else from a different area.
It's very difficult to showcase Mortal Empires. So it's something you've got to jump in and play.
It's absolutely massive.
So how about Vampire Counts?
Vampire Counts from turn 89? Or
yeah, turn 89.
Right? All right.
Yeah, let's go for that.
This one?
Yeah, always click on the legit.
Sure.
How have you been enjoying TwitchCon so far?
Oh, it's been good.
Last day.
Yeah, it's more chill than expected. You know, it's not crazy here, which is good.
Did a meet and greet?
Yeah, it went well. Had a nice long line. Got to meet Dyrus. And then he forgot my name. It was great. It's like it's hilarious because he recognized me and came up to me and said, "Hi, Totalbiscuit," because we'd played games before. And then I ran into him 2 hours later, and I think he said he mistook me for Vanos or something like that. I'm like, who? Isn't Vanos that Spanish Let's Play dude? I can't remember. Dyrus has a terrible memory. # Dyrus has a terrible memory.
What's your Spanish accent like?
I don't know. I do not have a Spanish accent of any sort.
The amount of Brits that live in Spain anyway.
That's true. We do tend to head to warmer climes from time to time.
That's why we're on the West Coast now.
Oh, yeah. It's nice out here today. It's good.
It's 30 degrees, I think. I'm not used to this kind of heat.
I've switched over to Fahrenheit now. I'm fully gone native.
Oh, God, no. Don't do that.
So, so I recognize this area because this is the Star Tower, and this area right here is where I fought a lot in my Skaven campaign.
Yeah, so obviously we've had to make some adjustments to make this map work in the Grand Campaign. In Mortal Empires. So you can zoom out and kind of see all of the territory we've got here.
Yeah.
So this is
there's your Southern Straits. And
so that's where we just were over there in the bottom right, which is completely undiscovered territory right now. That's where we were just with the Skaven. And then obviously you got Ulthuan up there and Nagaroth and all that. So this is where Teclis starts. And a bit further up as well is where, what's his name? Mazamundi.
Yes.
How did I forget Mazamundi? He's very unforgettable in my opinion.
Yes, of course. You know, Thick Boy is his name. Big thick
massive
boy.
toad being carried around. He's not even carried around. He floats about.
We need to murder Teclis. We definitely have the means to do it.
We've got an army and a half.
So we're going after him.
Got some of my favourite units as well. So obviously we're helping. They're one of my favourite units there. The Cain Race. They're so powerful.
That's what I like to hear.
They're armor piercing. They cause terror. They're ethereal, so they don't take as much damage.
And we have hero after hero after hero here.
Isabella von Kastein. One of her great abilities is how she deals with other heroes. So she can basically walk around with a little retinue and just take people out.
And we have Vlad as well.
Daddy Vlad, as our community likes to call him. He's ridiculously powerful as well. I think he's in an announced trailer for Warhammer 1, flying on a zombie dragon.
March, and do what we can do.
That's an agent.
Yep.
Yeah. I wouldn't do that.
I like blocking him so Teclis can't get away.
What about? Oh yeah, that's a good idea actually. Because that is a big army in front of him.
Yeah, let's. He might run. And he's been blocked. Good. So that means we can bring in the rest of our army, surround him, and murder the elf bastard. There we go.
So also, if we go back over to the old world, across the sea there, you can see where Skavenblight is, just there. Yeah. So this has been added, because previously this wasn't even a territory at all.
Yeah, it wasn't.
But now it's a Skaven factions there, and that's going to add a bit of flavour if you're playing like the Wood Elves or Bretonnia. Basically, you've got this another issue to the south, where previously it would be like Beastmen, but now you've got Skaven there as well, causing their corruption as they always do.
Yeah.
And further north as well, there's Help It as well. So I didn't even know about, I knew about Skavenblight, but I didn't know about Help It. But it's up near where Kislev are, all the way to the north. You can just see how much there is here.
This is insane. It's absolutely ridiculous.
I'm trying to work out exactly how long it's going to take someone to conquer all of this territory.
I'm sure people will find out very soon after launch. Like, someone will just no-life it until they can beat it.
That's kind of how, a lot of people love to have that kind of slow burn campaign. They come back to
of
weeks
course,
after weeks.
and they just spend as much time as possible on it, and they probably won't finish it. Let's be honest.
No.
Like, they're unlikely to actually finish it, but that's fine.
I've been playing Total War since Shogun, back in the day. I was trying to find
first one.
I was always a Command and Conquer boy. And I don't know if you ever got the PC Gamer magazine to PC Zone.
Oh, yeah.
And they'd have the top 10 games, and they split it for genres, and for ages it was always Command and Conquer, or whatever for strategy. And then all of a sudden this game Shogun came in, and I'm looking at it, I'm just like, it doesn't look as good as Command and Conquer. And then I got it. I think I got Mongolian Invasion, the gold pack, and I was just like, oh my god. I'm playing a Risk board game, but I'm also fighting with huge armies.
First one, I think, for me was Medieval.
Yeah, the very first Medieval.
Yeah, first Medieval Total War. I'm a big fan of that. I still think, for me, Medieval 2 is probably still my favourite Total War game ever. I just have a lot of really great memories out of that one.
It's a lot of our community love that one. And you could go to the New World in that one. Yeah, at the very end of the game, it was kind of almost a hidden feature. You could.
How do we set these movements to skip?
Over on there, we can click on that, and then click the top two ones. Yeah,
these
neutral factions go to off. Yeah, so you can tailor this basically if you want to see something or not, and then on animations. Yeah, you don't really need animation speed. I just turn all of it off, even on allies as well. You don't need to do that if you've already turned it off.
There we go.
Yeah, good. Now it just speeds through it. But obviously you've got a lot going on. This is quite far into a campaign, and you've got a lot of territory revealed as well, so you're going to be seeing quite a lot of movements.
Takes time one way or the other.
Yeah, definitely. We worked to try and bring down speed, and also remember this is a very early build. So this comes out next week.
Yeah.
So there will be some changes in that from now to then. Apparently the Wood Elves... do you not want to be at war anymore?
I mean, I'm fine with being okay with the Wood Elves. I'm going to murder the High Elves, though. The little prancing Wood Elf fairies can wait till later. We'll deal with them at a later date. So High Elves, on the other hand, no mercy for them.
So obviously campaigns, they can go on for quite a while. So if at any point we want to just jump in and do some custom battles with some New World vs. Old World factions, we can always do that. Because it's jumping in on a save game quite far in. So let's kill Teclis, though.
Indeed, the goal is to kill.
Yeah, are you getting lost in our campaign?
Pretty much. There we go. So he'll have whatever. Does he own that? Well, we're going to find out.
Oh no, he's not. He's sieging him. He's attacking the vampire coast.
Can't have that.
And he's in forced march, so you could possibly ambush them.
Yep. Let's hit him.
Wow, that is a significantly sized army.
Yeah, I have a feeling they're going to get horribly murdered here, and I can't wait to see that happen. All right. Teclis has got some good magic, but I don't think it's going to be quite good enough to deal with any of that.
Well, you've got kind of a good counter to it because you've got Isabella von Castine, like you're saying, really powerful buffs to other heroes around her.
All Seaguard and Spearmen, none of them really... I mean, they have some Swordmasters, but no really excellent quality units.
Luff and Seaguard are legit. A unit which can, be good in combat, but also just fire away with arrows. We did a free-for-all tournament not so long ago, and one of the streamers, Burke Black, he just took an army of Luff and Seaguard and just melted units coming forwards because they just all fire at once.
I mean, they're going to be up the top of this hill. I'm going to have to scale that hill.
Yeah, and you don't have any range units when you play as vampire counts. We do have a lot of flying.
We've got some bats and some flying stuff that we can bring around the side. That'll probably help. We just don't want to run them right into a bunch of archers.
Indeed.
And we do have a unit of Black Knights. That's probably going to get a huge amount done. But, putting ghouls and skeletons in the front just to eat those arrows is probably fine. And then, as you said, we have a lot of magic.
A lot of magic. And you can raise dead. I mean, oh my god. It's been so long since I played Vampire Council, I forgot about all their raise dead mechanic and so forth.
There's a lot of it.
There's
add
a
these
lot
guys
there.
into melee, and then we can...
I just put a little retinue group together.
Oh, I just added those all to the wrong thing. What is it? Always screw up your hotkey groups. There we go.
You Skaven every faction.
I know, pretty much. All right. They're hiding in the woods, most likely.
Well, you are bringing literally about 3,000 to
Pretty much
4,000 troops to the
yes.
battlefield.
Yes.
So.
That is a thing.
So obviously that's something you
Yeah,
can
that'll
just
degrade
pull
over
behind
time.
them. And then you've also got all the magic that she has on.
Yeah, which
on
is
herself
going
as
to take a
well.
little bit to charge up, but we'll get there. As you said, we have those Cairn Wraiths.
One of my favourite units in the game.
Yeah. I usually like to wait for like the whole reinforcing army to come in before I do anything with it, because otherwise I'll just leave units there.
Yeah.
Accidentally forget that I had them.
So like if you've ever done like a head-to-head or co-op campaigns, head-to-head campaigns especially, when I'm playing against a human player and they're bringing in reinforcements, I'm just like, right, I need to hit that army immediately before the reinforcements get there.
We had an epic battle where we fought a huge Chaos army, like it was outnumbering us, and our strategy was like, well, it's two armies, we're going to just absolutely bum rush the first one. We deployed in a position where they were literally spawning on top of us.
Yeah.
And we had our artillery laid out, and they just came into a kill zone, and we just murdered them. And the other army, we just deployed units just to hold them up. And by the time the other army arrived, the first army had been destroyed with minimal casualties on our side. So we were able to win that battle despite being heavily outnumbered.
So where are they?
That's a great question. They're hiding somewhere.
Well, I can see on the mini-map over there, I can see there's something on the top of this hill.
Yeah, they are.
They're deployed up there.
They are basically about as well hidden as they can be, but
they basically have taken this top of this mountain, and they're basically they don't have to worry as such about you going around them. It looks like they're coming down now.
They're going to have other things to worry about in a minute.
That's a breath attack. That'll be good against them.
Can we do an overcharge now?
Yeah,
That would be ideal if we're
item
in
ability,
range.
so it's a bit
We'll
different.
have to get there, but we're on the way.
They're coming down that hill.
All right, now it's time to use the flying units to hit them from the flank.
Yeah, I'm scared when it comes to archers like that.
Yeah.
Like, I have come to be very afraid when it comes
And
to
of
high
course,
elves.
we do have our Black Knights.
They're in a very good position here to choke position here.
Yep, I need to get all of these units over into that fight. So let's just we'll dump them all into one group.
Yeah,
I think that's Vlad's army, isn't it? Yeah. I just make sure they actually get over there. It is a nasty choke, there's no doubt.
Yeah, because even they're on the rocks there as well, so it's difficult. And you know, you're talking about the Loffen Sea Guard. Your count goes in there, but you know, you're in a choke point against them. And they're spear units as well. Yeah, they are archers, but they're spear
Let's
units.
start to raise some dead and make a mess of it. It's like we do have a lot of nasty vampires.
Yeah, I think Spirit Leech is good against heroes. Like, really, really good against heroes.
Teclis is probably hanging around here somewhere.
He's right there.
Where is he? I can't see him. Well, that would work too. Use him on
I
the
think
mage.
he's literally fighting your lord.
Probably. Well, we have a lot more lords than they do.
Indeed.
Let's be entirely honest with that. Just like send all of our lords in, throw all of our...
Our breath attack will be really good against that clump over there.
I'm seeing it.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's like an item ability she has, so it's something
that
she
should do
picked
the
up.
trick quite nicely. Buff up that melee attack. Hell, buff it up on her.
Oh man, he's
Teclis
going down
is
so
getting
quick.
murdered.
This is the power of... Oh, put Spirit Leech on him. He'll never survive that.
Overcharge it. Our flying units... Oh, we have more flying units over here, actually.
Do you have like 3, 4, 5,000 troops?
We are.
Every time
Controlling
you kill them,
an army of that size is tricky. Yeah, our flying units go right on top of their guys and just destroyed them completely.
The Royal Flying Corps will be undead.
Yeah, enemy lord is wounded. The Teclis is down, I believe.
Just keep right there. That's a cool ability if you're buffing up and in combat.
Yeah. Pretty much throw it on anybody. And all our lords are just like, yeah, we're just going to hang out here, see what happens. So, yeah, you can do some damage, no doubt. Throw Soul Blight down on there.
Yeah, it's a cool ability to put down. And because you've got all these flying units, you can just hammer and anvil. And you can keep raising dead behind the enemy troops as well, which is just so powerful for the vampire counts.
Yeah, make sure they're just completely surrounded.
Yeah, they're starting to rout now. They know that, well, Techless is down as well,
We
and
got
they're
dire wolves
surrounded.
to chase them down.
And a lot of your units are causing terror.
Yep, they didn't really have much of a chance here, did they? Let's be entirely frank.
Oh, that little core there is doing quite well.
We could change that. It's like, let's throw down some nasty debuffs.
Courage has failed us.
Oh,
that
yeah,
sounds like they're leaving.
They are getting out of here. I'm just like looking through all these abilities, like which one to choose.
Yeah, this definitely comes down to when you got a late game faction. You just got so much to click and choose what you want to use.
Yeah,
I'm one of those people.
goodbye.
Literally, I get 1 or 2 spells, and I just stick to those ones
And of
alone.
course, they're now fleeing into our reinforcements. So there's a bunch of cairn rates right there just to meet them. It's like,
yeah, literally the
you're in
Grim
trouble.
Reaper. Literally the Grim Reaper.
That's gotta suck.
That's Halloween come early.
Indeed.
Well, that was decisive. You lost almost nothing.
Pretty much.
140 men. you
Techless
lost.
got absolutely shredded.
Well, he was far. He shouldn't be where. He shouldn't have been there. I think that's basically that.
Nah, he needs to retire. He's too old for this.
So yeah, that was a pretty strong army.
I'd say so.
Should we have a look at one of the other saves?
Yeah, let's do that. Murder them all. There we go.
And you got a defeated Techless trait. I don't know
Yeah.
what that one does. I think that will be just like fear against.
It's wins a magic power reserve.
Oh wow, that's really cool. So obviously killing these heroes, you know, Legendary Lords gives you these buffs. I don't know what any of them do, so it's up to you guys to find out what they all do.
Yeah, I mean, that one's quite appropriate. You know, he's big, high wizard, one of the most powerful casters in the old world. So yeah, killing him gives you a buff to magic. Why wouldn't it? Makes sense.
So we've got 2 more. We've got one with Techless, who we just killed, and we've also got an Empire one as well. And I think in the Empire campaign, they've invaded up into the north. Yeah, let's jump in that. That's 130.
Empire's always good, especially if they've got some nice artillery. I do love the Empire's artillery.
Do you know, it's quite interesting when we... which race do you think everyone clicks to play in Warhammer 2?
In Warhammer 2?
Yeah, if you're looking at the 4 factions, which one do you think everyone clicks to play?
High Elves.
Yeah, exactly. Everyone plays the good guys first.
Yeah.
Same for Empire. Everyone plays Empire first.
Empire makes sense. Like Empire, because it's the most easily understood faction in terms of like
definitely.
you know what a guy with a crossbow and a guy with a sword's going to do.
Exactly, exactly. Everyone likes to play the good guys, though. That's what we're finding. So you can see here we've got we've moved an army into to fight the Dark Elves.
Yeah.
So we've got 2 armies there, and you can see
That's a Blackguard Nagaroth, Black Ark, by the looks of it.
yeah, it's not doing very well. I think it's in the wrong place at the moment.
Yes, I'm not sure. We can't attack it. Oh, it's because we're. But now we can.
I wouldn't do it.
I don't know. They'd probably get pretty badly overwhelmed, I would think, by that. But we can leave it alone for the time being.
I think it would end with you chasing a Black Ark around. That's one of the awesome Regiments Renowned units.
Yeah, I remember having that. That was just a stupidly powerful thing. It has a Banner of Eternal Flame on it. Doesn't that only affect people that are near it? Or does it actually change its weapons?
+6 to weapon damage.
Yeah. If it actually makes their stuff burn, then that does make sense.
Yeah, maybe not the best unit to put on, but you can have a look at the map again. You can just see how much is here. Obviously, this is the north.
Yeah, so that's the big ring island right there, and there's the north area.
This is
a lot of Dark Elf.
Yeah, so we're in Dark Elf territory here. This is where Malekith starts and so forth. And then over in the old world, you've got all the campaign map which you've been capturing.
Good lord, this is massive.
I know, right? It's going to take someone a long, long time. And you see Help It over in the northeast there. If you zoom in there, you can see this is where Chaos usually start. Help It is where we've added a Skaven faction in there. So they're going to be, you know, causing all the trouble. And we've got regional we've got climates in. So you can see obviously where it's green, that's where your faction should be. That's where your faction can conquer without any issue.
Otherwise, probably just want to raise to the ground. Don't bother trying to occupy around here.
It's just all these negative campaign buffs. So that's something that was a new feature in Warhammer 2, which we've rolled into Mortal Empires. So all those things to just make the experience better.
All right, let's see what we can hit. Well,
once again, we're camping in this territory and trying to...
I think we should have little problem overwhelming that. Although, it will be a siege. That's fine. But that means we can use our mortars.
Mortars will do
We'll
quite
have
well.
Demigryph Knights as well. That's some good quality stuff right there.
I think we'd have to climb over the walls, though, because mortars are not exactly direct damage to walls.
Indeed. We could siege for a couple of turns, get a battering ram and some towers and get over it that way.
Yeah, Dark Elves are incredibly powerful when it comes to their range, because if you have a look over at their archers, crossbows, they're all armor piercing.
Yeah,
and
they're rapid fire too.
Yeah, well, they're repeating crossbows.
Yep.
They're just deadly.
I'm thinking we go for a siege, bring our other army in that has some has the hammer. That
Yes,
should break
yes.
it,
And smash that
then
wall
we can
down.
smash them with that. All right, so we'll toss a battering ram. Always good to have one of those anyway, and maybe siege tower in there, siege for a couple of turns, and then go after them. Continue the siege, and bring in our large cannon from over here.
Yeah, they'll get there in 2 turns.
Yeah, that would do the trick. They'll arrive just in the nick of time to have that siege equipment built. So.
I mean, most of your troops in this army are really just kind of like meat shield troops.
Yeah, these are really solid, like standard troops, but we've got some elite stuff here.
Oh,
high
God,
quality
yeah, that's a
great
good
swords, some Demigryph Knights, Empire Knights. Not to be messed around with. All our officers are populated quite well.
Everything's filled in there.
And we have some skill points that we have not assigned as of yet. Give him a griffin. Always the option. When in doubt, give him a griffin.
So obviously we jumped into quite a late campaign here, so we have a lot of like little micros to do in between. You can always cancel these out. So if you click on the little symbol on the right there,
yeah, we can skip
just
that.
Turn off all the notifications. On the bottom right as well, just where turns are, you can decide what you want to stop you from ending a turn. So you can turn all that off, and you can just end turn to your heart's content.
Yeah.
So it's really just, once again, like working on the UI to try to make it more accessible and easy.
Absolutely.
Because when you get to a late game, you have loads of notifications.
Yeah, there's a lot to do here, which you don't necessarily need to be dealing with.
No, but you need it in the early game, and maybe not in the late game.
Yep. Speaking of, this is definitely something we could do with skipping.
Obviously, we've been skipping around in the campaign, so... We've got an Amber Wizard coming to help. Freddy the Wildhide. Yeah, we didn't hit that camera thing.
Let's turn all this off. There we go.
Once again, something is very useful in the early game because you want to find out who's about to kill you and who's not.
Not so useful later on.
And then late on, you kind of just want to skip through
speed things up a bit.
Exactly. So I think we take that settlement, maybe do a custom battle, and then we can call it a day.
Sounds good to me. I think people are already getting the impression of, well, this is going to be a bit of a time sink, isn't it?
Oh, God, yeah.
That's the whole point.
Yeah, definitely. If people enjoy their long-burning campaigns, but also what you do have is all these factions now are playable multiplayer as well. So if you want to take the dwarves into free-for-all or into custom battles, they can do that. So there's a whole host of other things you can do with it. And that's what I'm looking forward to the most. I really enjoy playing free-for-all. You just kind of dive in and out. You don't really have to worry about like being there to the end. You can just dive in, lose your army, and still win the game because you did all the damage.
Yeah.
Or you can be a bit cheesy like me and take loads of dragons and one assassin and hide them somewhere on the map so no one knows. And you can just fly around using breath attacks all day. Very Game of Thrones.
Oh, yes. I do at some point want to have an army of nothing but black dragons on my Dark Elf campaign.
You can do that. You have to have one unit grounded though.
Yep.
But that's
it would be probably Malekith and then everybody else.
But Malekith can fly. That's the best thing about it. He's like a gunship of magic.
Yeah. Bit of war further. There we go. Well, we're going to have a little rebellion over there, but that's fine. We're not really too worried about that because we are bringing in the Hammer of Witches. Make sure it's actually in range.
There we go.
We'll see if that is available. Yes, it is. All right, I think we could probably blow a hole in those walls. Let's
think so.
Do some damage. And anyone that wants to stand on the walls, well, we have 5 mortars.
Yeah, the mortars are going to do devastating work against them. Clear the ramparts so you can get your troops up there, or you can just smash the wall down and just come in that way.
Because dark shards are not messing around. That's so good. I had an army in my campaign that was at least 10 units of dark shards. And things just melt under it. It's withering levels of fire, especially if you get a lord that's got the buffs of fire rate and extra ammo for those things.
They're definitely one of my favourite Lords factions to play, especially in multiplayer as well, because that murderous prowess just makes them so goddamn strong.
Once it sort of tips past a certain point and they just become absolutely monstrous in every way.
Going to gamble for some magic.
I think so. Because we don't have a lot anyway, even if we did lose it, it wouldn't be too bad.
Nice.
There we go.
That's a lot as well.
Alright, well, make sure our guys are far enough back from the walls.
Reinforcements are coming in on your left side.
Yep. We do want the mortars in range, obviously. They do have very good range, but not quite that good.
That's a beautiful sound.
So they will need to be a little further forward.
Can you say beautiful when it's a Dark Elf? So it's statistic people.
So. I think those are mortars in range. Our leaders over there. And of course, we'll bring the battering ram in. We do have a lot of artillery, but a good old battering ram's also in. We can deploy very far forward here, actually.
Yeah, it's going to be a rush forward. Obviously, they're going to do a lot of damage. They have a lot of range. They're going to have units on the ramparts, so they're going to be able to use those.
I want to be able to break a hole in those walls or their gates so we can get our Demigryph Knights in there.
But you are able to just climb over with ladders and so forth.
Yeah,
so
it is slow, though, and those guys are they're pretty decent in melee. You don't want to mess around with them. Let's make sure that we have our melee stuff sort of grouped up, and our artillery, and of course our knights.
They'll be useful once we get a breach in that wall,
yep.
or we get control of the gatehouse.
All right. Okay. Well, are our mortars within range of anything?
Not yet, it seems.
No, we may have to move them forward just a wee bit.
Yeah, because they have control of those towers, they're able to shoot your troops from miles away.
Oh, yeah, we'll definitely take some damage there. There's no question about that. It is a siege. You can't avoid taking damage.
Indeed.
But we have our extra artillery and our hammer coming in. And then behind all of that, of course, we can...
Those poor greatswords are going to have a very bad day.
Probably.
Yeah, so if you have troops on the towers like that, you basically get free shots coming in on defenders like this. Oh man, they've got some stuff over on the left as well. They're all over the walls here. Oh, and our cannon has finally arrived.
Yeah, the rest of our stuff is on the way. Hammer is here. That's a great way to bring this left gatehouse down so we can bring the rest of our reinforcements through that. And these guys are going to get messed up, there's no doubt.
It's going to be very difficult for them.
But we do outnumber them heavily. Let's just bear that in mind. Our Demigryphs are even taking some fire here and take some damage. One of the mortars is firing. We need to sort of be more specific about it. Let's make sure that our mortars are actually focusing on some targets. These guys have found a target.
Yeah, get rid of those dark shots.
Yeah, let's get these guys out of the way. The hammer is moving into range. They'll blast the gatehouse down.
Yeah, definitely one of literally the most powerful cannon in the game.
Yep.
And then you got a wizard light. Bright wizard.
I believe we do, somewhere. I thought he had a griffin. I guess he doesn't right now. Okay. Must have been somebody else.
I think that was one of our many, many, many armies.
Yes, indeed. There's the bright wizard. It's like, what could we do? What can't we do? Piercing bolts of burning would be a great option here if we can get into range. Our mortars are starting to hit, so that's good.
So I think the best thing to do right now is get all those troops and just start scaling the walls.
Pile them in.
Yeah, because at least it keeps them busy while you're doing other stuff.
Absolutely.
Those mortars are pushing themselves. Oh, if you...
they're doing some damage.
Yeah, they're just finding a target.
Yeah. Hammer is in range. The range of the hammer is actually ridiculous. It's already done some serious damage.
It's getting started.
Yeah. Get our warrior priest on the walls. Get our engineer on the walls. And as soon as we break down the gatehouse, we can...
You can hear the whistling of the mortar shells.
Yep. They're starting to land around there. They're not hitting yet, but they will.
I think we should target that gatehouse as much as possible with the mortars.
This one right here?
Yeah.
Instead of the walls?
Well, get our mortars to just smash that big clump of archers that are sitting on the top there.
Yeah, because even if they miss the gatehouse, they'll probably hit them.
Yep.
So that works. The hammer is hitting the left gatehouse, so we can bring our
secondary army
massive
hit that.
set of army through that. Oh yeah, they're getting there.
They can attack the gatehouse as well. You can throw troops at gatehouses. It takes a long time, but they can do it. Yeah, that gatehouse has been lit up now.
Yeah, I think we just landed piercing bolts of burning on it, so We could throw a fireball at it as well. Make a big mess. These guys are going for the
Pokemon
walls.
the Grim's just going to go up there on himself.
Of course. He doesn't care. He's all good. Our flagellants certainly aren't going to care about something so petty. I think that gatehouse is probably about to fall. Yep, it is.
If it doesn't, about 1,000 troops are about to stab it until it opens.
Indeed. It's like, let us in! These guys can go up the walls. Not a very strategic approach, but a good one nonetheless.
It's very difficult to have a strategic approach when you have about 5,000 troops on the
battlefield.
battlefield.
It gets really messy at that point. But look at that. We've got a lot of crossbow fire coming in. So we can return fire quite nicely, and that means more piercing bolts of burning, which is very, very unpleasant. And that gatehouse is down.
Yeah,
so
finally. And we can get a cav in now.
Yeah. All right. Select the cavalry, and we can use them to charge right through those doors.
Yeah, you literally got some of the most powerful cav in the game there.
Demigryph Knights, yeah, they mess things up. We've got control of these towers, so they're no longer going to be a problem.
I don't think anyone sent a memo to the Great Swords pushing the battle.
Yes, they never really got around to doing that, did they? It's like, get in there at some point. All right, that gatehouse is down. We are streaming units in. Get some crossbowmen on the walls. And then, of course, we have what's left defending that, which is not a lot.
Yeah, they've got some cav over there.
That seems like a perfect target for mortars.
Indeed. What is that? So that is... There's 2 units over on the right as well. What ones are those?
Dark Riders.
Oh, repeater crossbows. I get flashbacks of revolver cavalry in Fall of the Samurai.
Oh man, yeah.
Which just ride around, just like shoot
just
down all your samurai.
It's like, why?
Yeah. It made me cry when I'm watching my samurai just kept butchered like that.
All right, time to warrior priest the hell out of these guys. There we go. He'll do a good job of that.
Warrior priest, one of the most badass looking units in the badass heroes in the game.
Yeah, no doubt.
Did you ever see the trailer for Mark of Chaos?
Mark of Chaos, yeah, that was awesome. Really, really well animated, that one.
And you have the warrior priest fighting against a bloodthirster.
Yeah, that was awesome.
He was about to get wrecked. I don't care.
Oh yeah, I'm
say.
pretty sure he lost horribly. He got hit in the head by a Chaos Warrior. It was still badass though. You know he died in the end. That game had some serious loading time problems. Good lord. There's like 2 minutes to load a level. I think our Bright Wizard's just been hanging around here, like figuring out ways to burn the rest of the Dark Elves to death. Of course, we have a Sigmar Archlector who could just get up there and murder them as well, and will.
So we've got a cav in there, great swords in there. I think it's inevitable at this point, but we're going to take the settlement.
Our Demigryph Knights just charged.
Demigryph Knights are just so powerful.
Like Dark Riders are not going to stand up against Demigryph Knights.
No, not at all.
That is not going to happen. They are going to get murdered horribly.
And mortars are still firing into this as well.
Sure, why not?
See, you're playing like Skaven still.
I always play like Skaven. Doesn't matter what particular faction I'm playing. If you have artillery, throw it at the biggest clump of enemies you can find. And if it's hitting our own troops, that doesn't matter. We'll hit theirs as well.
Indeed. And you can see they've got Murderous Prowess has kicked on.
Yeah, not that's going to make much of a difference.
No, not at this point. The game is very much dead for them.
Yeah, they're having serious problems. And that Death Hag has just been standing there, but like, what the heck is going on? The hammer can go target that.
Have you ever used the insert on artillery so you can like...
aim yourself?
Aim it yourself, yeah.
Yeah, from time to time. I'm just really bad at it. Also, I don't think we're in the best position for it.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
Fire the hammer! Well, almost.
They've still got control of that tower over there, so I think that's shooting you.
This one?
Yeah, I think so.
Put a hole in it.
It's much more impressive when you hit troops.
Yes, I think so. Well, at least we were able to hit the broadside of a barn. That's good. Oh, that Death Hag is in the mix. That's the only thing really holding this position right now.
Indeed.
And I think our swordsmen really have now regretted being part of the Empire Army. It's like, who was our general here? It's like, he's a bit of an idiot. It's just been chasing these Dark Riders around everywhere.
I think mortars are a good target for them.
I would say so.
Mainly because I absolutely hate skirmish cav.
Yeah.
With like a passion.
Well,
so anything that can involve dropping mortars on them, I'm all for.
Well, I think our Demigryph Knights just hit them in the back, so I don't... Oh, they're not going anywhere. They are bottled in
now.
hard.
I think that's going to be the last hope of the
Let's
Dark Elves.
try murder. There we go. Yeah, that is not going to happen.
Just as mortar shells start raining in.
It's fine.
Civilian casualties, I think.
Well, they're not civilian. This is what they signed up for, right? Took some losses, but hey.
Mortars doing what they do.
Not a huge amount, but they scared them. The Demigryph Knights did really well there.
There wasn't too many of the Dark
Those
Elves.
great swords did surprisingly well.
Great swords are great. Well, it's in the name. They're one of the best units for the Empire, you know, just cleaving everything apart. So I think if we got maybe one more time for a custom battle.
We got time for a custom, yeah. Let's set up something with some high-quality units, let's just say. Raise it to the ground. There we go.
That's going to be one thing I'm going to enjoy, is just picking a part of the map in Mortal Empire, just to raise
burning it down. To be honest, that's probably the best way past a certain point. It's like, I have too many settlements, just burn everything else.
Exactly.
All right. Let's set up something with some...
So which all-world faction would you like
to murder horribly? That's a good question. Custom battle?
Yep.
All right, so we'll play a New World one.
So just see how many factions there are when you click on that now.
A lot. Yeah. Who do we want to kill? We had some interesting times against dwarves earlier.
So we had Dwarf Skaven already. We've had Vampire Counts versus High Elves. Empire versus Dark Elves.
We could mess around with the Wood Elves a bit.
Wood Elves? And maybe, what about Lizard Man?
Yeah. Wood Elves versus a Lizard Man. Do you want them to be the attackers or the defenders, do you think? Should we attack them or...
Wood Elves should always be the defenders, I feel.
All right, well, let's do that. We need CPU on defense, yeah?
Yep.
Okay, so that's correct. And this is us?
Yep.
And we're going to play Lizard Men.
Yeah. My favorite.
All right, and we need a good amount of coin for this, I'd say.
You can always mess around with the funds at the bottom there.
And we might.
Bottom right there.
That's battle realism mode. Ah, I see. Right. Where's the funding option?
Just under time limit and battle difficulty.
I see. Ultra. There we go.
Maybe put the battle difficulty to medium.
What is it called? Oh, that's okay. Sure. All right. Let's see what we can get. Well, we need to bring Thick Boy along, obviously, if we can.
Right at the end there.
Mazamundi.
Lord Mazamundi.
Yep. Can't come in without him.
One of the most powerful. You can put him on his mount as well, which makes him as impressive as you can get.
Where would we go for that? Mounts.
Yeah,
put him on Zlak.
Yeah, I'm happy you pronounced that because I wasn't even going to attempt it.
Yeah.
Ruination Cities is easily one of the most powerful spells in the game, but it can go any way. You don't know which way it's going to go.
That sounds like fun. We should bring it along. Yeah. I guess he's got all of those by default.
Yeah, I mean, we've got so much magic, might as well just play it all.
Yeah, make sure he has his staff. We need something big and scary.
I think we're in the right place for that.
Feral Carnosaur would be a good
Feral
option.
Carnosaur, really good against large monsters, really good at killing like other dragons.
Maybe a
and
Feral
stuff like
Stegodon as well.
Yeah, just bring what we can. And also at the bottom, we've got monsters and beasts, missile troops. Like
yes, Ancient Stegodon, Bastillodon,
awesome.
Solar Engine.
Solar Engine's always awesome.
Some Pterodon Riders with some bowlers.
They're really good, actually. They're really good. I had some guy bring them in multiplayer against me, and it made me cry.
Yeah. Horned ones.
Let's get the Ancient Stegodon at the bottom there.
Oh, the big expensive thing?
The big expensive thing. Well, we put Ultra Funds on, didn't we?
Indeed.
Temple Guard, obviously, you know,
very
one of the
tough.
best.
Yep.
Awesome infantry.
We need some solid sort of ground troops. Saurus Spears.
Well, we're going to need
warriors.
some shields because we're going up against a lot of archers.
Well, let's get a couple of units of these in there. Good solid troops.
Maybe some Temple Guard. Definitely. Always want a unit of Temple Guard to protect them.
Missiles, skinks, always good. I do like those. Nasty skink skirmishers.
Skirmishers are always just really, really good, especially if you want to soak up something, and also good at blocking cav charges as well. You can just tie them down.
Get a couple of Let's get cohorts just to do that.
About
Maybe some cavalry. Some
yeah, I mean,
maybe.
cav is always going to be useful, but I think we should just rely on our big monsters.
All right, big monsters it is.
So
without getting another Carnosaur or another Stegodon, maybe?
Stegodons are the ones to go for,
yeah.
I feel, because they're good at killing infantry.
And we can afford one last thing. Maybe another Stegodon?
Yeah, get another Stegodon.
More dinosaurs is the solution. All right, shall we do it?
Yeah, let's jump in. I have no idea what that Wood Elf army is, though. Oh, there we go. That's a lot of range, a lot of spears.
Well, we have shields and we have
tree
big
men
dinosaurs.
as well. That's going to be an interesting one. Tree men versus lizard men.
All right.
But we got Feral Carnosaur for that. He would do going well against him because he's anti-large.
Yeah. All right. Open the door, get on the floor, everyone walk the dinosaur.
There's another thing. Dinosaurs in the snow. Not quite used to seeing them in this environment.
This will be an interesting one. They've got basically no cover, so this is just going to be a giant charge across the field. Let's get our guys into a reasonable sort of group. So we'll put our skirmishers on number 2 here. And as for our... some of these are artillery pieces, so these 2.
Yeah, but they can get in combat. They do good everywhere, basically.
And some of them are just absolute murder beasts.
Yep.
And then, of course, we have our flying bowlers here as well. And Mazamundi.
Could put on your Ancient Basilodons on, you can tell them to go into combat. So if you click on them, group 3, and just put them on attack. So you see melee attack there, yeah. So they'll go in, they'll still do all their range attacks, but they'll also do melee attacks as well, which is really what you want.
All right.
All right, let's see how this one plays out.
All right, we're going to get these around the flank, out of the way of the missile troops. And as for our dinosaurs, charge. We get our skirmishers in there as well.
This is going to be a hard fight. They've got a Forest Dragon as well.
Yep. We have a huge number of spells here. You said we had a really powerful one, right?
It's well, actually, that one is
not ready yet.
Yeah, that'll be up soon. We've got Comet of Casadora on the bottom right there, which is a really, really powerful one.
We could drop that right in the middle there.
Oh, we can drop a net as well. So, yeah, you see that? So that will hold them in place. So if you drop that down, then Comet of Casadora, they won't be able to get out of the way of it.
It's a big net as well. All right, you lot need to stop messing around.
There you go, there's the net, so they won't be able to get away now if you drop your Comet Casadora on top of them. So they're stuck in place now, they can't do anything. They just dropped their net.
One there. Well, I got a Feral Stegodon right in the middle of their rangers. Feral Carnosaurs going after their Wild Riders.
The Feral Carnosaur will do very, very well against the, oh, you just saw the Comet Casadora just landing in there. The Feral Carnosaur will do very, very good against their monstrous creatures.
All right, let's move our shielding units forward. And our skirmishers.
And click on Mazamundi now. City Ruinations is up, so bring him into the combat. Drop back like there.
Right.
Yeah. This will do so much damage. You keep watching this. This can go in so many different ways. You're never quite sure where it will go. And when it does, it just does a tremendous amount of damage.
Oh, we managed to hit them from the side with the bowlers. They're doing really well.
Well, they're a really good unit. Like they caught me off guard all the time. Mazamundi's just casted it now, so we're going to see that City Ruination go down. We don't know which way it's going to go, though. There you go. One goes that way, one goes the other, and one goes that. Kind of doesn't hit what we want.
Not really.
But close enough. Get that into melee combat, I would.
All right, let's set it to attack. I wanted to charge right through here.
Yeah, we need to get rid of those. We've got another Comet Casadora, and we've also got a breath attack as well.
Got that right here.
And he's got a breath attack in one of his abilities at top left. Yeah.
Banishment.
Oh, it's banishment. It's not even a breath attack. Yeah, it's vortex. Drop that down there. That'll do a load of damage.
Boom. There we go.
Almost hit the eagle out of the sky as well. Oh, another spell for Mazamundi, because he's just got so many. You'll be able to put a shield down on top of your troops. Just below there. Second one.
Yep.
There you go. Click on that. And then you can put it maybe over there where all your troops are fighting.
Yeah, we're getting messed up over here.
Yeah, so this is going to stop a lot of damage as well. And Mazamundi can get in combat as well. He does a hell of a lot of damage. Yeah, get that Clay Lord. That's a cool healing ability. That'll be really useful.
Yep, especially since we're taking Feral Stegodon could use that heal, I think.
Yeah, if you get your Feral Carnosaur into that fight over there, he'll do a lot better.
He's actually messing all these guys up over here.
You need to get some support quickly.
Well, we'll see what we can do about that. We have skirmisher support that we can bring in from the back. Our Temple Guard are getting hammered. They're fighting the big monster, and they're not doing that well.
Yeah, maybe pull them out and go help over that fight over there. Get the Temple Guard out of that.
Let's see if we can.
Yeah, that's a better matchup for them. We still got flying troops somewhere?
We did, yeah. They're all the way over here.
Away.
Yeah. Alright, Ancient Stegodon is out of combat. Let's have him charge through these guys.
Yeah, he's good in combat. Mazamundi might have Cities of Ruination up again. 16 seconds.
Yep.
That'll be good, like in that big blob of archers they got right now. Oh, we're killing their Great Lord.
Nice.
Loads of your monsters now have gone into Frenzy.
Yep. So they are not going to be breaking anytime soon. We managed to smash our Ancient Stegodon right into all their archers.
Yeah.
Made a mess
City of Ruinations is up now. I love Mazamundi's just going in on his own. He just doesn't care.
Let's drop Cities of Ruination right on ourselves.
Yeah, there we go.
This is a good, solid strategy. Maybe move our Stegodon out of the way.
If it works, it might hit. Oh, there you go, right on top of them.
That was messy.
It does so much damage.
And Mazamundi is now going to play around with this Waystalker.
Mazamundi is one of those heroes that can kind of do, one of those Lengy Lords that can just do it all in his own.
Oh, that Glade Lord is still around.
Oh, get your flying units on him.
Moving in. It's left of our Temple Guard.
Feral Carnosaur's just decided to run away.
It's on its way back. It's coming back. All right, Stegodon messed them up quite nicely, so we can charge again in from the side. And we have another Stegodon here, who I think has been fighting this tree man and not doing a brilliant job at it.
No, it's Feral Carnosaurs are good for fighting them. Oh, we got Banishment up as well. Top left. Yeah, I can't stand Wood Elf Archers.
Yeah. And heck, if we can get some regeneration on that, on one of our big monsters.
Yeah, so what that does, Cold-Blooded, it basically it increases their HP, but it brings down their melee attack. Yeah. So they're not doing as good in combat, but they're getting healed, which is kind of more important.
So it means our Feral Stegodons are going to get back on the board. And these guys are all breaking now.
Yeah, I mean, the Lord's still up in the sky there. And we still got our flying units, so maybe they will.
Yeah, our flying units actually get pounded by this guy. Honestly, what have we got that's got a range? He's coming in again.
Use a net on him so he can't get away this time. And we finish him off for good. Yeah, put it down there.
I'll have to land it there. That should do it.
And then we just get our troops in there and then we finish them off.
Get our skirmishers to try and lock him down. This Ancient Stegodon has done so well.
It doesn't die. It just stays there like forever.
Yeah, these tree men are holding up well.
Yeah, Feral Carnosaur's in there now. He's going to do a really good job because he's anti-large.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
Damn.
Oh, yeah. Just messed him up completely. Knocked him over.
Yeah, he's slowly getting up, but there you go.
Nice.
Well, there you go. New World faction wins against the Old World.
Fairly convincingly. I mean, our ground troops did poorly, but to be fair, they had a lot of range.
It's all about the monsters, though. It's all about the monsters with the dinosaurs for Lizardman.
He's trying to get away. Get him. Don't let it happen. I'd say where's my Feral Carnosaur, but of course completely out of control. I can't order him around.
Yeah, I mean, that is the
tree man is just like, oh no. Oh dear. Oh, that's really unpleasant. Oh Jesus. They just trampled him. We'll watch the end of this battle. What's the name on the camera?
K. He's having a very bad day.
He's having a very bad day.
That Carnosaur just whipped him.
Yeah. It's going very poorly for him. He's trying his best to get away, and it's not happening.
What's Mazamundi doing?
I'm not really sure what Mazamundi is doing at this point. I don't think Mazamundi knows what Mazamundi is doing at this point. Get back here. Mazamundi needs to
drop a net on him,
Yeah, get that net. No, you ain't getting away.
That spell is so annoying. When it's done to you, you just curse the sky.
Fel Carnosaur is in. This guy's getting messed up.
Yeah, everything's pretty rampaging onto the tree man now as well. Asamundi's just inspecting. Is it going to survive? Is it actually going to get away?
It might. I'm going to buff the Carnosaur. Oh,
I don't think it's getting away.
Carnosaur just knocked him down again. He's gone.
His HP is so low. I mean, that'll be the end of him here. God, they look scary as hell.
Just jumped on him.
There we go. Finally killed them.
Nice.
All right, well, it's been awesome, man.
Yeah. So this is, when is Mortal Empires being
So
released?
Mortal Empires coming out next week. I believe it's Thursday.
Yep.
So
in order to run that, you will, of course, need Total War Warhammer 1 and 2.
Yeah,
since it includes all of the factions from both games.
Yeah, and so if you own Warhammer 1, Warhammer 2, you'll get this as a free update. This is a massive free update for everyone that owns those 2 games. And you'll be able to play that and, on both multiplayer, single player, and also you get all these factions in multiplayer as well. So you'll be able to play custom battles like we did there, and also free-for-all with people online as well.
Absolutely. So pretty much your massive ultimate sandbox for wasting a huge amount of time in.
if you like your grand strategy and you like building up your empires, this is the best place to do it.
Yep. Good stuff. Right, well, thanks a lot for showing us that today. Much appreciated.
It's been brilliant to have you on.
And the update will be out, as you said, relatively shortly for those of you who happen to own both Total War Warhammer 1 and 2. And Norska is coming a little later.
Yeah.
So that's a very recent update, and you still have to integrate it. Find
Indeed.
Somewhere to put it on the map.
Indeed. Oh, they've got plenty of places to put them.
Yeah. All right, folks. Thank you very much for watching. This has been the Mortal Empires update for Total War Warhammer 2 directly from TwitchCon, and we will see you next time.